Oh my God. I cannot believe what I just heard, dude. I can't believe it. Now, I realize I am excellent at clickbaiting titles. However, I wish at this moment that I could just say, for the record, this is different. No matter what I title this video is different. This is something very, very different. I'm not hamming it up for the camera. This is my actual reaction. I literally just saw this a second ago. Okay. So what I clicked on was DC says Khabib will come back if Charles beats Islam. And I thought to myself, DC is a genius, and I will talk about exactly why. However, I did not expect to hear anything that even moderately supported that outcome as it relates to Khabib coming back. And yet, because Khabib responded and
it's gonna be like crazy drama, but I don't know how I'm gonna feel if someone beat Islam.
I'm pretty sure that he just straight up said, like, okay, anyway, hold on. If you like the content, subscribe and ring the bell. Really quick, I'm still getting dislike attacked by a bunch of creeps, okay? If you watch my content, if you love MMA and you like my channel, or even if you don't even like my channel but you like MMA, why don't you throw a like on this video and let's just overwhelm them, because it actually does matter. And so it does affect my suggestion, in the algorithm. I would appreciate it immensely. Throw a comment on it. Most of all, share the content, because this is a story that needs to go around the MMA community. Because anyway, I'm serious. Share this with people because this is real talk. Okay. So DC revealed what I should have said from the beginning, which is an absolutely obvious thing in hindsight. Okay. If you want to get Islam Makhachev this fight, if you want to get Islam Makhachev the Charles Oliveira fight, and you are Khabib, Ali Abdelaziz, and all these guys. Now, I'm sure that Ali has positioned this with Khabib, but for Khabib and these guys, if you want to get Islam Makhachev this fight, it is very simple. If you're confident enough that he's going to win, here's what you do. You say that if he doesn't win, Khabib comes back and he'll fight Charles. He will get that fight absolutely 1,000% for 1,000% sure. If the framing of the fight is Islam Makhachev, Khabib's protege, his brother, you tell the entire story, the real story, the reason that I laid out in my other videos about why this is so important, okay? And what we're getting to is Khabib responded to this. Khabib responded to DC saying it. And if you can tell by my energy, I took his response as being open, not just open to it, but almost affirmative that that's what he would do. He said, I don't know how he said, if Islam gets beat, I don't know how I'm going to feel. I don't know how I'm going to feel if he gets beat. So he definitely did not say no. He said that he doesn't know how he's going to feel. And anyway, okay, I'm sorry, I'm jumping around because this is one of those things where you're like, oh, here, why don't you shoot a shot of adrenaline into the arm of the UFC fan base if you start talking about this? Because seriously, okay, man, I am all over the place. So if you want to get him that fight, okay, and I'm going to simultaneously say why the fight would happen and explain the situation between Khabib and Islam and all these guys again, okay, you tell the whole story, right? The build up to that fight is the whole story, which is Khabib was the champion, undisputed, undefeated, had barely ever lost a round. One round, it was a take the round off round. Retires. He retired because his father died of coronavirus, right in the dead center of the pandemic, right? His father is the mentor and leader of that team, a lifelong coach of Khabib and Islam Makhachev, who is essentially his adopted brother. Okay? His dream is his vision is for Khabib to retire 30-0 as the champion, and for Islam Makhachev to then slide in and become the champion right behind Khabib. That's his father's dream, his father's vision. I've heard it from his mouth. I would feel weird talking about it if I hadn't heard him personally say it. So if you can understand that Khabib retired in order to slide into his father's role and doing it in honor of his father, for his father's memory, can you start to understand the gravity of the Islam Makhachev versus Charles Oliveira fight? Can you even start to wrap your brain around the gravity of that fight for Khabib and for Islam? You couldn't exaggerate it if you tried. You literally couldn't exaggerate it if you tried. If his father was still alive, it would be 100 out of 100. His father's not alive. It's you. There's no scale you could measure the gravity of that fight, if you really think about it. So that's how you sell the fight. Well, that's actually not how you sell the fight, where if Islam does not win, Khabib comes in behind him to fight Charles, to find out who the real undisputed champion is. And Khabib, you could do that because A, that ensures that Islam gets this fight and doesn't have to go through Dariush. And B, is the way that you brand Islam. Like, this is the correct play. It's the correct play. And I realize I can't say this without, like telling Khabib to commit to fighting if Islam loses. I don't know where he's at in terms of like, is that even on the table? But just hear me out on this, okay? What he just said in the interview when they asked him about it, they said, DC said you would come back if Islam Makhachev loses to Charles. Now, DC, I would imagine, understands the fight game like I do, like some of you guys do, where if you could just play this out, if Islam is trying to get this fight, that is the skeleton key. That's it. If they attach Khabib to, like, it's not like, oh, there's an immediate rematch clause like they have in normal, in some fights where it's like, if he wins, immediate rematch. No. If Charles wins, Khabib comes back to fight him. If they do that, Islam gets the fight. Okay. So in the event, as a matter of fact, regardless, let's assume Islam's going to win, just for hypothetical sake, right? The problem that you have is that Islam to the fight community is Khabib. To the rest of the world, he's not. So if you want to simultaneously ensure that he gets a title shot and also turn him into Khabib, you tell this story. You build this fight. You tell this story with the caveat that if he loses, Khabib comes back. That's how you can make that story seep in and marinate into people's brains, where it's like, dude, like, you got to understand, if this is Khabib's brother, if Charles beats him, Khabib's coming out of retirement to fight him. And people will be like, wait, what? Then you tell the whole story, and then now Islam's his own guy. You understand exactly who he is. That's how you get the story to marinate into people's brains. And simultaneously, if Charles does beat Makhachev, and then Khabib comes back to fight Charles, oh my goodness gracious, dude. Oh my God. Because Khabib, when they asked him about it, he said, I don't know how I'm going to feel if Islam loses. And then he went through this whole talk track of, I was undisputed when it was my time. Charles is not undisputed. He's doing the thing to, in his mind, he's trying to keep the attention off of himself. He's trying to state Charles is not undisputed until he beats Islam. He's trying to get Islam that fight. And I can tell by how he's talking that what he's trying to do is not take attention off of Islam. And what I'm saying is, you want to turn Islam into the center of attention, do the opposite. You do the exact fucking opposite. Do the opposite. Tie yourself to him. He'll become his own man. But you have to give people a reason why they attach to people's stories. Why does it matter? I know, okay? I know why it matters. I know why Islam is the biggest fight. I've talked about it a million times because I know this story. I understand this story. I understand the gravity of this fight for their team, for the entire country, for that matter. Casuals don't. They don't understand. And so you could consider this the biggest gamble ever. I mean, I don't know if it's even that big of a gamble, because maybe if he would lose, Khabib would want to come back anyway. But by saying you will fight in the event that Charles wins, That is how that's like the ultimate, because I assume he doesn't want to. He wants Islam to win, right? Like Khabib wants Islam to win. And so like the way that the ultimate show of confidence in Islam is to do exactly this. Like, I know it doesn't sound like it makes sense, but you have to play it out in the fight business. Like, play it out in terms of the promotions, play it out in terms of the future state, okay? The way that you pass the torch to Islam is specifically by saying, I will fight Charles if he loses. You ensure him the fight. You get everybody listening. They're like, wait, what? Khabib comes back if this guy beats Islam Makhachev? Why does it matter so much? And then you get everyone to understand who Islam is, who he is to you. You're passing what you have to him. And then when he wins, he is a tremendously bigger star. And so you're not actually taking away from him by saying it. It's the exact opposite. And then also, let's say hypothetically that Charles wins. Oh my God, man. I can't root for that, dude. I know what this fight means for Islam and Khabib, so I can't root for that outcome, even if I knew Khabib was going to come back. But man, I don't know how I would feel. I don't know how I'll feel if Charles beats Islam. Wait, what? I'm sorry, what? What did you say? They asked you if you would come back if Islam lost to Charles, and you didn't say no. You not only didn't say no, you said, I don't know how I'll feel if he loses. I could tell you exactly how you'll feel, especially if Charles, and then here, Charles. Hey, Charles, if you're listening, have someone translate this into Portuguese for you. Assuming that you want to fight Khabib in the biggest fight in lightweight history, potentially, here are the steps that you can go through. You take the Islam fight, okay? You act a little bit more brash than you normally do, Now, this is going to be tough because you don't speak English, actually. You're going to have to communicate just with your actions. You're going to have to win, and then with your actions, you're going to have to showboat in a way to where Khabib takes it as borderline disrespectful. And I don't mean be disrespectful. But ultimately, what you're trying to do is you're trying to poke a fucking lion. Khabib is a fucking lion. You're not it's easy for him to be calm when his protege is winning. That's easy. There is nothing hard about sliding into a coaching position when you're in your absolute prime, when your number one project is winning. See how he handles it when if you beat him and you make a thing about it with him there, Just saying. And then you go throw a dolly through the window of a bus. That's step 2. Step 1, win. Or actually, I guess that's step 3. Step 1, win. Step 2, showboat. I have trouble with this part because I don't even like the idea of recommending being disrespectful towards Khabib. But, it's a fight business. Step 3, dolly through a window. I'm just kidding about the dolly through the window, obviously. But my goodness gracious. Oh my God, that would be just so bananas if they fought, dude. Again, I can't root against Islam. I can't. I can say this. I am right about this strategy. There is absolutely no fucking question that I'm right about this strategy. Khabib attaches himself to Islam. I will come back if Charles wins. Dude, if you believe he'll win, do it. If you believe he'll win, do it. He'll get the fight. And they will use you to turn Islam into his own man and a much bigger star. It will fucking work. I promise you it will work. Man, amazing. All right, that's what I got.